All right, so let's start off with some injury updates. So Dan Quinn provided us with an update on Brandon Coleman this morning, and he said that he'll be out for practice today, which he did. He did not practice today, and right now his status for this week against the Patriots, joint practice on Wednesday and the game on Friday, his status is up in the air for both matchups, the joint practice and the game. Now, even if he can be good for the game, I don't think he's even going to play on Friday anyways. I don't think any of the starters are going to play, which includes Coleman, right? So I don't even think he would play on Friday, the preseason game, even if he were healthy. But, this does suck because last year, Coleman got hurt right before the preseason matchup versus the Jets, right? Before the joint practice versus the Jets. So he wasn't able to participate in that, right? So it would be nice for Coleman to be ready by Wednesday, to be good to go by Wednesday for the joint practice, because joint practices really help a lot. And last year, he didn't participate in the Jets nor the Dolphins joint practice. So it is unfortunate that he got hurt again before a joint practice, this time against the Patriots. But hopefully he should be good to go by Wednesday. But right now, it's not looking great. And DQ didn't specify Coleman's injury, so we don't even know what it is. It's probably a lower body injury since he did limp off the field when he got injured a couple days ago, the last practice, right? So, again, hopefully he can be good to go by Wednesday, but right now it's not looking great. And if not Wednesday, at least by next week, he should be fine, right? But, we'll see. And then today, Marcus Mariota, Noah Brown, Jordan McGee, obviously Brandon Coleman, Javonte Jean-Baptiste, and Mikey Sanderson all didn't practice today. So obviously Brandon Coleman didn't practice with the injury. Mariota and Noah Brown, they kind of give them rest days. They are dealing with minor injuries. Noah Brown still, bouncing back from the injury he suffered back in the spring. He's not like seriously hurt or anything like that, but they don't want to overwork him. Same with Mariota, but McGee, Baptiste, and Sanderson is interesting. We didn't hear anything about those three, like from last practice, about any injury. So hopefully they're good. Hopefully it's just something minor. And, this is the last practice before we head up to Foxborough tomorrow. So hopefully they just want to sit them and then have them ready to go by Wednesday for the joint practice with the Patriots. So that's my hope, but I'm not sure. Jordan McGee dealt with an injury for the first half of last year. So, we need him to stay healthy because we have big plans for him this year, obviously. And health is key for him. And then obviously Baptiste and Sanderson are starting nickel slot corners. So obviously we need him. And the team does have pretty high hopes for Javonte Jean-Baptiste. They think he can develop into something pretty solid, a solid edge rusher in this league, right? So hopefully those three guys are good to go by Wednesday's practice with the Patriots. Moving on to some play-by-play. Returning punts today were the usual: Jalen Lane, KJ Osborne, Demetric Felton, Casimir Allen, and Brian Robinson was back there as well. B-Rob has been back there at punt returner a couple of times so far through camp, so that is interesting. He probably wouldn't even be returning punts at a real game, but, it is interesting that he's returning punts in practice. We're trying to find a guy to back up Jalen Lane in the event he gets hurt. Hopefully that never happens, but, it is possible, right? Chris Moore had a nice catch and stride working against Lattimore. Lattimore had really good coverage on the play, but Jaden threw a nice pass at Chris Moore deep downfield, and he caught the ball. So Chris Moore, I said it countless times, he's one of the guys in contention for the receiver 6 spot. I don't think he gets it. I think it'll probably be Michael Gallup or KJ Osborne. But, Chris Moore, if he continues to make plays throughout training camp and the preseason, he can make a serious push for the receiver 6 spot. And he's made a lot of plays thus far through training camp. So, we'll really see if he actually gets the receiver 6 spot. Ja'Cory Cross-Gamera continues to show out, man. He had a really pretty run to the left side. According to Zach Shelby, he made one cut and he made it into second level. So That's the type of guy Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt is, or Bill. I'll call him Bill, man. Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, that's long, so I'll either call him Bill or JCM. But yeah, he's a one-cut and go guy, and we need that, man. We needed that in this backfield, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm on the running back one hype train. Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, Bill, like I'm on the Bill running back one hype train, man, because he's been balling out through training camp thus far. He's been one of the biggest standouts. Cliff Kingsbury in his press conference today after practice said that Bill has had some really good flashes. He's looking forward to see how he does against other competition in New England, and me too, man. Specifically the preseason game, man, I am so excited to watch him in that Friday preseason game against the Patriots, man. That's going to be so fun, and hopefully we hear some good things from Bill during Wednesday's joint practice. But man, that preseason game on Friday versus the Patriots, I will be having my eyes on Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, man, because I'm so excited to see what he could do. Deebo Samuel had an incredible catch today from Jaden Daniels. It was really good coverage from Jonathan Jones, but JD5 put it exactly where it needed to be, only where Deebo Samuel could get it, man. That connection, again, I'm so excited to watch those two this season. I know Deebo is going to have a huge season. Think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong this year. All the haters. He and Jaden Daniels, that connection is going to be on full display this year. Cliff talked about Deebo in his post-practice press conference. He says that he's extremely competitive and willing to do whatever the staff asks, whether it's inside or out. And he has worked a lot on the inside during training camp, which isn't a surprise. That's really where he does his best work. But, man, Deebo Samuel this year, he's going to be really freaking good for us. And, again, can't wait to watch him and Jaden Daniels' connection. Super excited to hear from him during Wednesday's joint practice with the Patriots. And then Trey Amos, man, I mean, he just keeps having great days. Like, I haven't heard a single reporter say that Trey Amos has had a bad day, man. Even Joe Wood Jr. today in his press conference said that Trey Amos has a good day every single day, man. Today, he had an interception on Jaden Daniels. Jaden threw a ball slightly behind him to Chris Moore. Chris Moore had his hands on it. Couldn't haul it in, though, because it was a little bit behind. And Amos picked the ball off, man. So, man, Trey Amos is going to be an absolute stud. Adam Peters knows how to draft cornerbacks, man. Mikey Sanderson last year, and now Trey Amos this year, man. I mean, I love the Trey Amos pick from the moment we picked him. And I'm loving it even more now that we've heard all of these different reports about him, man, all these positive things. I'm super excited for Wednesday because although he's been balling out, he's been going up against guys like Chris Moore, Luke McCaffrey. He had a pass breakup on Luke McCaffrey today as well. So although he's been balling out, I want to see him against guys like Stephon Diggs, Kyle Williams, Demario Douglas, guys that can actually create separation. So I am really excited to see how Trey Amos looks against those guys right there, because that will be a real test for him. And when Terry comes back eventually, I am interested to see how Trey Amos looks against Terry, because he is a legitimate receiver one, obviously. But so far, man, Trey Amos has been an absolute baller. So that's it for day 9 of Commanders training camp. Overall, pretty good day of practice. Some guys were missing today. Hopefully, those guys are good to go for Wednesday's practice against the Patriots. Brandon Coleman will probably not practice, if I had to guess, which is unfortunate. I mean, this is the second straight year that he's probably going to miss a joint practice, right? The injury doesn't sound too serious enough where he'll probably miss the Ravens practice in a couple of weeks from now, so he should be good by then, but still, it does suck that he's missing a joint practice. Jaden looked sharp again today. The secondary looked really good again today, so overall, pretty good day of practice. And then rookies like Trey Amos and Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt continue to ball out, man, which is great to hear. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're not already subbed up, and turn on notifications. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.